Phylum Annelida. Phylum Annelida. They include earthworms. Earthworms have some differences, so earthworms are also included in this phylum, Phylum Annelida. Then the main characters of Phylum Annelida. The members include Nereis, Peritima prostoma, that is earthworms, and Hirudinaria, that means leech, etc. are included in Phylum Annelida. Also include earthworms. The main characters. They show organ system level of organization. Organ system. Level of organization. That means a well-developed digestive system, alimentary canal, etc. are seen. In case of Phylum Annelida, organ system level of organization seen, a well-developed digestive system with different digestive organs and excretory system, nephridia are developed. So, they shows organ system level of organization. They are elongated, segmented coelomate. Their bodies are segmented body. That means metamerism. They shows metamerism, segmented body, and they are coelomates. They have a body cavity, so they are coelomate. There are different types of locomotory organs that helps for movement. They may be seta, parapodia, etc. In case of earthworms, setas are helps for locomotion, and in case of Nereis, parapodia are helps for locomotion. They show bilateral symmetry. They are flat in structure, so they show bilateral symmetry. We only get two equal halves when we cut through longitudinal plane. So, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Then, triploblastic. Three types of germ layers. So, they are triploblastic. They are pseudocoelomates, false coelom. Pseudocoelomate. Internal fertilization. Internal fertilization seen. Development may direct or indirect. Development may direct or indirect. In some cases, direct development shows. In some cases, larval stages also seen. So, development may be direct or indirect. A well-developed digestive system. Well-developed digestive system with different digestive organs. So they are organ system level of organization. Well-developed digestive system. With alimentary canal open with both mouth and anus. Alimentary canal open with mouth and anus. An excretory and osmoregulatory organ called nephridia. Nephridia is the excretory and osmoregulatory organ. Nephridia, an excretory and osmoregulatory organ. Sexes united, that is monoecious, or in some cases they are separate, they are dioecious. There are two types. Earthworms are monoecious. Earthworms monoecious. That is hermaphrodites. Both sex organs in same organism, same individual. In case of Nereis, they are dioecious. That means male and females are seen. Male Nereis and female Nereises are seen. Regeneration quite frequent. Regeneration quite frequent, that is in case of earthworm. Regeneration quite frequent. Some of them aquatic, that means Nereises are seen in seashores. Some terrestrial, that the earthworms. And hirudinaria, leeches are also terrestrial and or in aquatic forms. Some of them are parasites. Example, hirudinaria, leech are external parasite. Leeches are external parasites. They suck nutrition or blood from the hostess. They suck blood from the hostess. Earthworms are and Nereis are free living. Earthworms, Nereis are free living. They show organ system level of organization. Well developed excretory and digestive system are formed with different organs. Segmented body, that is they show metamerism of pseudocoelomate, false coelomic cavity. Seta and parapodia helps for locomotion. Seta in case of earthworms, they are the longitudinal and circular muscles. By the contraction and relaxation of these muscles, they move a particular form. Then parapodia are the segmental extensions of, that is not appendages, parapodia are the segmental extension of nereis. Both of them helps for locomotion. They are flat, so they show bilateral symmetry. Triploblastic, they shows 3 types of germ layers: pseudocoelomate, false coelom. Internal fertilization, development may be direct or indirect. Indirect case, larval stages forms well-developed digestive system with the alimentary canal open, both ends. Nephridia are the excretory and osmoregulatory organ. Earthworms are monoecious or hermaphrodites. Both male and female sex organs are seen in same individual. Nereis are dioecious. There are male and female nereises are seen. Regeneration quite frequent in case of earthworms. Leeches are external parasites. They suck blood from the host. Earthworms and nereises are free living. Next phylum. Phylum Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes. Class Nematoda. There are different classes. We studied about the members of class Nematoda. Pinworms, hookworms, ascaris, etc. are examples of phylum Aschelminthes, class nematodes. They are also known as roundworms and threadworms. They are also known as roundworms or threadworms. Features, main characters: elongated cylindrical round body, elongated cylindrical round bodied animals. Alimentary canal open at 2 ends with the mouth and anus. Alimentary canal opens at 2 ends, mouth and anus. Sexes separate, so they are dioecious. They are dioecious. Sexes separate. Males and females are seen. Mostly parasitic. Mostly parasites, internal parasites. Ocheria that cause filariasis, and pinworms and ascaris, they are internal parasites in case of human beings. Some of them are free living also. Ascaris is a common roundworm, parasitic in human body. Pinworms and Ocheria, that means filarial worms, are some other examples. Ocheria, pinworm, ascaris. Here females are larger than males. Males stuck on the body of females. Females are larger in size compared to males. A well-developed muscular pharynx. A well-developed muscular pharynx seen. Mouth leads to the next part, pharynx. That is just like throat. A well-developed muscular pharynx also seen, helps for food catching or sucking. Next phylum, phylum Arthropoda. It is the largest phylum. Phylum Arthropoda. Arthro means jointed legged animals. Arthropoda. They are the largest phylum with different classes. The classes include Arachnida, Crustacea, Myriapoda and Insecta. Scorpion is an example of the member Arachnida. Prawns include Crustacea, millipede include Myriapoda and cockroach include class Insecta. There are 4 different classes: Arachnida, Crustacea, Myriapoda and Insecta. The features, that means main characters. First character, segmented body. That the body differentiated into head, thorax and abdomen. Body differentiated into 3 parts: head, thorax and abdomen. Head and thorax fused to form cephalothorax. Head and thorax fused to form cephalothorax. Cephala means head. Cephalothorax. Jointed legs for locomotion. Jointed legs for locomotion. Exoskeleton made up of chitin. Exoskeleton made up of chitin. chitinous cuticle. That means chitin means chitinous cuticle. Exoskeleton that cover the body made up of chitin or chitinous cuticle. Ecdysis or molting also seen. That is the shedding of chitinous cuticles at intervals. Molting or ecdysis also shown. That is the shedding of external skeleton at intervals. Shed of exoskeleton. At intervals. That means molting or ecdysis. Sexes usually separate. Sexes usually separate. That means males and females are seen. They show bilaterally symmetrical. They are flat, so they show bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic segmented coelomates. They are triploblastic segmented coelomates. That means they have a coelomic cavity, body cavity. Respiratory organs may be gills, book lungs or tracheal system. Respiratory organs may gills in case of prawns, book gills, book lungs in case of spiders, and tracheal system in case of cockroach. Are seen. There are 4 main classes. The classes Arachnida, Crustacea, Myriapoda and Insecta. There are 4 classes included in phylum Arthropods. Arachnida, example scorpion, prawn, millipede, cockroach. Here simple eye in case of Arachnida, but all others have compound eyes. Made up of number of ommatidia, that is eyelets. Compound eyes are made up of number of ommatidia or eyelets. Here also compound eyes. All case sexes are separate. In all cases, sexes are separate. All cases. Then next phylum. Phylum Mollusca. Next phylum phylum Mollusca. The members include Pila, Unio, Sepia, etc. There are lot of members, but we introduce some members. Then main characters of Mollusca. They are soft-bodied and spongy. Their body is soft and spongy, with a mantle cavity over visceral hump. Most of them have external calcareous shells. Inside the shell, there is a mantle cavity also seen. That cover the visceral hump. They show bilateral symmetry. First point, they show bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic. With the true coelom, that means coelomates. Their body with head, muscular foot and a visceral hump. Body differentiated into head, muscular foot, flat foot and a spongy visceral hump. A soft and spongy mantle cavity over this visceral hump inside the exoskeleton. A soft and spongy mantle cavity over visceral hump. That is a sheet-like structure over visceral hump. In this mantle cavity, feather-like gill present helps for respiration and excretion. In this mantle cavity that cover the visceral hump, in this mantle cavity a feather-like gills present. Helps for respiration, that is gaseous exchange, and waste disposal, that is excretion. A file-like rasping organ, radula, helps for feeding on the mouth parts. On the mouth parts, a file-like rasping organ. That means radula helps for feeding. Radula helps for feeding. They are dioecious. Oviparous, that means egg-laying. Oviparous means egg-laying. They show indirect development, that means larval stages also seen in their life cycle. Show indirect development. They show bilateral symmetry. They only get 2 equal halves when cutting through the longitudinal plane. They are triploplastic coelomates, head, muscular foot and visceral hump also are the part of body. A soft and spongy mantle cavity cover visceral hump, that is body. In this mantle cavity, feather-like gills present helps for respiration and excretion. A file-like rasping organ, radula, helps for feeding of food. They are dioecious. They are egg-laying and they show indirect development, larval stage. Next, non-chordate. We already discussed about all type of non-chordates. They devoid of notochord. Now we discussed about all type of non-chordates. The last non-chordate phylum is phylum Echinodermata. Phylum Echinodermata. From Porifera to Echinodermata, we study about non-chordate members, non-chordate phylums. The last non-chordate phylum is Echinodermata. Main characters of Echinodermata: they are marine animals with unsegmented body. They are marine animals with unsegmented body. They look like segmented, but they are unsegmented members. Head absent. There is no head portion. Body surface marked with 5 radiating areas, not arms, radiating areas. Head absent. Examples of cnidarians are Asteriasis and Ophiura. Starfish. That means starfish. Head absent, body surface marked with 5 radiating areas. They show radial symmetry. We can get a lot of equal halves when we cut passing through the longitudinal axis. They show radial symmetry. Like a hydra. Endoskeleton of dermal calcareous ossicles. There is an skeleton inside the body. The main characters include, they are marine animals, unsegmented body, head absent, body surface marked by 5 radiating areas. They show radial symmetry. Endoskeleton of dermal calcareous ossicles with spines. Ossicles with spines. Movement by 2 feet. Movement by tube feet. Sexes usually separate. Sexes usually separate. External fertilization, that means the fusion of gametes inside the water or outside the body. Indirect development, that means larval stage seen. Indirect development. Regeneration of lost parts is a peculiarity, shows regeneration. Adults are radially symmetrical and larval stages are bilaterally symmetrical. Adults are radial symmetry. Adults show radial symmetry, but larval stage shows bilateral symmetry. Water vascular system helps for, here show water vascular system, that helps for locomotion, respiration and capture and transport of food. Water vascular system, the members show water vascular system helps for locomotion, respiration, that is gaseous exchange, and capture of food, catching food. Now we already discussed about all type of non-chordate phylums. Then there is a connecting link between the non-chordates and chordate. That is the phylum Hemichordata. That is a separate phylum that not included in non-chordates and chordates. Hemichordata is a special phylum. Next phylum, the special phylum, phylum Hemichordata. It is a special phylum that not included in both non-chordates and chordates. Special phylum. It is considered as separate phylum, not considered under non-chordata and chordata. They have a rudimentary structure in the collar region. We can see the collar region, trunk and proboscis. This is the collar part. They have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord. Structure similar to notochord, but not the true notochord. A small group of worm-like marine animals are included in phylum Hemichordata. They show organ system level of organization. Organs are combined to form organ systems. So they include organ system level of organization. They show bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and with true coelom. So they are coelomates. Then the features. They have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stomochord. Structure similar to notochord but not true notochord. A small group of worm-like marine animals are included in this group. They are marine, that live in salt water, and worm-like animals. Worm-like animals. They show organ system level of organization. They shows organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomates. Bilateral symmetry. Triploblastic, 3 germ layers. Coelomates. They have cylindrical body with an anterior proboscis, collar and a long trunk. The body differentiated into anterior proboscis, middle collar and a long trunk. Open circulatory system. Open circulatory system is a speciality. That is the character of non-chordates. Open circulatory system. Respiration through gills. Respiration through gills like fishes and prawns. Excretory organ is proboscis gland. Proboscis gland acts as excretory organ. Sexes separate, external fertilization and also shows indirect development. Sexes separate, external fertilization with outside the body. External fertilization, indirect development. That show larval stage in their life cycle. Indirect development. Now we already learned about all type of non-chordates and a special phylum, that is Hemichordata. Then we study about chordates. The members of chordates with notochord, a hollow tubular structure passing through the dorsal part of the body. We already discussed about the notochord. Next, phylum Chordata. Here is a column that distinguishes the difference between non-chordata and chordata. You can read it. Then the phylum chordata. Common features of phylum chordata. Presence of notochord, that is the peculiarity. A dorsal tubular hollow nerve cord and paired pharyngeal gill slits. Here we can see the gill slits, paired gill slits on both sides. Bilaterally symmetrical. We only get 2 equal halves. Humans are also included chordates. We can get 2 equal halves when we cut the body through the longitudinal axis. They are triploblastic. That means in the embryonic stage there is 3 types of germ layers with coelomates. A body cavity is also seen, so they are true coelomates with organ system level of organization. Example: respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, etc. etc. First point, presence of notochord. Notochord is a dorsal tubular nerve cord and presence of paired pharyngeal gill slits. Presence of notochord, a dorsal tubular nerve cord that is also seen above the notochord. Notochord above the dorsal tubular nerve cord. Then also we can see paired gill slits. These are the main speciality of phylum chordata. Here we can see a notochord, above that a dorsal tubular nerve cord and paired gill slits. They show bilateral symmetry, triploblastic, coelomate with organ system level of organization. Bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomate, presence of notochord, a dorsal tubular nerve cord and paired gill slits are also seen. Bilateral, they are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and true coelomates with a body cavity. They show organ system level of organization. They show organ system level of body organization. Post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. In the early stage, post-anal tails are present and a closed circulatory system. That means blood vascular system, that is closed, blood only passing through the closed vessels, blood vessels. Presence of post-anal tail and shows closed circulatory system. Here is a comparison between non-chordates and chordates. Next, classification of phylum chordata. Next topic, classification of phylum chordata. two superclasses superclass Agnada and superclass Nadostomata. These are jawless vertebrates. They are devoid of jaws. They are jawed vertebrates. Classified phylum Chordata into two superclasses. Phylum Chordata have two superclasses. Superclass Agnatha and superclass Nadostomata. Agnatha means jawless vertebrates and Nadostomata means jawed vertebrates. They have jaws. Here no jaws are seen. In the superclass only one class. Superclass Agnatha with only one class, that is class Cyclostomata. But in Nadostomata there are different classes. The class Chondrichthyes, class Ostrictis, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves and class Mammalia. This is the classification of Chordata. Then we can discuss about the character of Cyclostomata. Example, Petromycin, that means lamprey. The superclass Agnatha, jawless vertebrates with only single class Cyclostomata. The character of Cyclostomata include the member with no jaws, circular mouth without jaws, devoid of scales, there is no scales that cover the body. Pairs of gill slits also seen. Pairs of gill slits that seen two opposite side of the head portion. No paired fins. There is no paired fins. Example, Petromycin. Then next topic, subphylum Vertebrata. The classification of subphylum Vertebrata. Subphylum Vertebrata. Here is a table. We can check the subphylum Vertebrata with Agnatha, Nadostomata, class Cyclostomata and fishes, two types of fishes, that is Chondrichthyes and Ostrictis. Then tetrapods, that means appendages. With appendages they are amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. We can study this flow chart. The heading, the subphylum vertebrates. Next, we discussed about Cyclostomata, Petromycin or lamprey. Then we discussed about Chondrichthyes and Ostrictis. Now we discussed about Chondrichthyes and Ostrictis. Then we can discuss about these four tetrapods. They have legs. These are two types of fishes. Chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes and osteichthyes are bony fishes. Now we can discuss about the difference between chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. Next topic. First, chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes, cartilaginous fishes. Then osteichthyes. Bony fishes. These are first we discuss about cartilaginous fishes. Mouth is example shark, example labia. There are so many examples. Electric rays are examples or included in cartilaginous fishes. Mouth ventral. Mouth ventral. Skeleton. Tail heterocircle with a different length. That means heterocircle. Mouth situated on the ventral or lower part. There are two tail parts with a different length. So tails are heterocircle. Skeleton cartilage. Cartilaginous skeleton. 5 to 7 pairs of gills. 5 to 7 pairs of gills. Operculum or gill cover. Operculum or gill cover absent. Means gill cover absent. Then we discussed about bony fishes. Mouth terminal, on tip of the head portion. Mouth terminal. Tail homocircle. Tails, two tail parts are in equal length. That means tail homocircle. Skeleton bony. Four pairs of gills. 4 pairs of gills. That helps for gaseous exchange. Operculum present. Covering of the gill, that is the operculum. Present. We just write one example. Scoliodon, that is shark. That means shark. Here one example. Labio, mackerel, sardine, mullet, etc. are examples of bony fishes. Rays are included in chondrichthyes. Next topic. Amphibia. Class Amphibia. These are also classes. We discussed about the classes. Next class. Class Amphibia. Main characters. animals partly live in water and partly in land. Their life cycle completed within water and land. Skin smooth, rough, with rich glands. 2 pairs of limbs. Pentadactyl, that means with 5 fingers. Digits, that means the fingers. Digits without claws. There is no claws. Body with a distinct head and trunk, no neck. Example, frog. 2 nostrils opening into buccal cavity, that means mouth cavity. Tympanum, a leathery structure present on surface of body wall. Tympanum, that cover the middle ear. A cover of the middle ear is known as tympanum, that present. Eggs are laid in water. Frogs are usually laid egg in water. In the early stage of larva, they breathe means of gills and adults through lungs. 3 chambered. Larval stages tailed and aquatic. We can passing through the points. First, they complete life cycle. Within water and land. Larval stages within water and adult stage in land. Second point, smooth skin. Smooth skin in case of rana, but in buffo, that is toad, glands are, their skin is rough and glands are seen in both cases. Smooth or rough skin with rich glands. In case of rana, that is common frog, skin is smooth, but in case of buffo, that is toad with rough skin. Both of them have rich glands. 2 paired limbs, that is 4 limbs are seen. 2 paired limbs. Pentadactyl, that means 5 fingered structure. Pentadactyl, that means 5 fingers are seen. Digits, that means fingers without claws. Digits, that means fingers without claws. Claws means pointed nails. Body with a distinct head and trunk. Body divided into head and trunk. No neck portion. 2 nostrils. Nostrils means opening of the nose. 2 nostrils open into buccal cavity, that means mouth cavity. 2 nostrils opening into the buccal cavity, mouth cavity. Tympanum, present on surface of the body wall. Presence of tympanum cover the middle ear. Eggs lay in water. The larval stages breathe by means of gills. tadpole in case of rana and buffo, tadpoles or other larvae. There are so many members included in this class. So larvae breathe by means of gills. Larvae are usually live in water, so they breathe through gills, but adults lungs. 3-chambered heart, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. 2-chambered heart. Larval stage tailed and aquatic. Tailed and aquatic. Some are tailed. Example, salamander. Some adults are tailed. Adult tailed salamander. Adult tailless frog, toad. There are so many examples in this class. Amphibia, example salamander, Proteus, rana, buffo, Ichthyopis. Examples, salamander, Proteus, rana, buffo, and also Ichthyopis. Then next class reptilia. Next class reptilia. Turtles, wall lizards, snakes, crocodile, etc. are included in this class reptilia. They include turtles, lizard, snakes, crocodile. There are different types. Common characters. They are terrestrial, rarely aquatic. Aquatic. Body covered with horny scales. Body covered with tough horny scales. Skin dry skin. Paired pentadactyl limbs absent in snakes with clawed digits. Paired pentadactyl with 5 digits dactyl limbs with sharp clawed digits. Except in case of snakes. Respiration through lungs. Heart 3 chambered, but in case of crocodile 4 chambered. Heart 3 chambered, but 4 chambered in crocodile. Their eggs have leathery shells. They are oviparous. Egg-laying animals. Eggs have leathery shells. Leathery shells. We already write the examples. They are terrestrial, rarely aquatic, body covered with horny scales, skin dry, paired, pentadactyl limbs with clawed digits except in case of snakes, respiration through lungs, heart 3 chambered, but in case of crocodile 4 chambered, oviparous, egg-laying, egg have leathery shells. Next class aves. Next class aves. That means birds. There are flying birds and also non-flying birds. Flying birds are pigeon, crow, etc. etc. But flyless ostrich, kiwi. Then main characters. First character, they are warm-blooded homeothermal, also called endothermal. Body temperature remain constant. They are warm-blooded. They are homeothermal. Or endothermal. Means with a constant temperature. With a constant body temperature. The second character of aves, body covered with feathers, presence of feathers. Then scales are present only on hind limbs. Scales, rough scales present only on hind limb. Body is divided into 3 parts: head, neck and trunk. Head, neck and trunk. Jaws with horny beak, no teeth. Jaws with horny beak, no teeth. Hind limbs with 4 digits. Helps for perching, walking or swimming. Helps for perching, walking or swimming. Bonds are bonds with air spaces. That is known as pneumatic bonds. Pneumatic bonds with air spaces. Helps for reduce the weight. Pneumatic bonds helps for maintaining the body weight. Bonds with air spaces, so they are known as pneumatic bonds. That helps for reducing the weight of the body. Forelimbs modified into wings. Wings that helps for flying. Heart four-chambered heart. Lungs with air sacs. Lungs connected with air sacs helps for respiration. Voice box or syrinx present at the junction of trachea and bronchi. Syrinx, that is voice box, present at the junction of trachea and bronchi. They helps for maintain the high amount of oxygen demand at the time of flying. The air sacs helps for maintain the oxygen demand at the time of flying. Syrinx helps for making sweet sounds. Syrinx known as voice box, present at the junction of the lungs, the trachea and bronchi, in between trachea and bronchi. Windpipe and its branch. Junction of trachea and bronchi, syrinx are situated. Only left ovary and oviduct present. Only left ovary and oviduct present in females. They helps for reducing the weight. All are oviparous, they are egg-laying. All are oviparous. That means they lay eggs. Egg with much yolk and calcareous shell. Egg with much yolk and calcareous shell. Example: ostrich, struthio, kiwi, apteryx, pavo, peacock, columba. The last portion, class Mammalia. The last part, class Mammalia. Characters: body with hair. Presence of mammary glands. Set and oil glands present on skin. Set and sebaceous glands, that is oil glands, present on skin. Body divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Head, neck, trunk. In some cases, tail also present. External ear pinna present. Pinna, that means external ear present. Digits usually ends with closed nails and hooves. Digits ends with claws, sharp claws, nails in case of humans, or hooves in case of cows, horses, etc. Dentition. Dentition, that means the arrangement of teeth, that is thecodont. Thecodont means teeth in sockets of jaw bones. Teeth arranged in sockets of jaw bones means thecodont. Generally heterodont. Heterodont means 4 types of teeth. Dentition, thecodont, that means teeth in sockets of jaw bones, and generally heterodont, that means 4 different types of teeth are present. 7 neck vertebrae. 7 neck vertebrae. That is a main feature. They are homeothermal, warm-blooded with 4-chambered heart. Warm-blooded, that means homeothermal with 4-chambered heart. Testes are arranged on extra abdominal parts. Testes in scrotal sacs in case of males. In case of males, testes arranged in scrotal sacs. They are viviparous. All of them are viviparous. They give birth to young ones. Viviparous means they give birth to young ones. That means give birth to young ones. But in primitive cases, some of them are oviparous, egg-laying. But duckbill platypus, is oviparous. That is means duckbill platypus, that is ornithorhynchus. Ornithorhynchus is egg-laying, oviparous. Others are viviparous. They give birth to young ones. Fetus nourished in placenta. Now we cover all parts with the details.